So I kept emailing them, and somehow I frustrated the lady. And she was like, "Can you please stop emailing us?" Lovely if you subscribe. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Selena, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about family reunification visa. My experience: I've been living in Germany on and off since 2019. And 2021, I went to Namibia and I stayed there until 2022, and I was gonna be back to work by 2022. So I had to like hurry up and get visas for my son and for my husband so that we can all come to Germany on a family reunification visa. So basically, we applied for my son's appointment with the embassy end of 2021, but unfortunately, they took long to print out my son's passport, and you cannot apply for a visa without a passport. So we waited, and then we had to cancel our appointment and apply for another one. And luckily, we got another one in January. So on the at the beginning of January, we got another appointment. We finally went to the appointment, and we had a lot of documents that were required from us because he's a minor. He needed documents from both his parents, so both the mother and the father, and consent from both the mother and the father that yes, we are allowing him to go. And we needed to be present, and if one of us couldn't be present, then we needed a police declaration letter that says it's not just one parent taking the child away, but both parents are consenting. And then the application form already filled in, we printed it out and brought it with all the other documents. So when we got to the appointment, before we entered, the security asked us to leave everything outside, so all our bags and phones and stuff. We were only allowed to take in the documents and the money into the appointment. So we went inside, and luckily we were on time, so we were a little bit calm. My son was excited as well, like he knew what was going on. So we got to the counter, and the lady was also really quite nice. She asked us a couple of questions just to make sure that it is our son. He needed like full birth certificate to confirm that this is both our son as well, from me and from my husband. And they actually asked us to pay about 600 Namibian dollars for my son's application form. But online, it doesn't say that you have to pay for a minor, anybody who's under 1 or 2 years old. You're not supposed to pay. I asked the lady, why does it say that? And she's like, yeah, but you're not German. And I was like, yeah, I know I'm not German, but it says whoever is under 1 year is not supposed to pay. And anyways, if this was going to be part of it and make it possible, we just went ahead and paid for it. And as soon as everything was ready, she took in all the documents and they started the process. In the beginning of January, they sent me an email. So this was a taunting email because they told me, you have been living out of Germany for more than 6 months, which is not allowed if you are having a residence permit. So they had cancelled my residence permit, and I had to reapply for another visa. So I got all my documents. Luckily, I brought all my documents from Germany with to Namibia, like my apartment contract and my um, work contract and my registration, the Melda Bashani Gong that I'm registered in the city that I'm living, basically all the documents. So I had to literally start from the beginning. I applied for an appointment, and I got an appointment date, which luckily was like end of February. So I had to reapply with another application form, filled everything in, dual application form, get all the copies, get biometric passport, photos, and everything, all the documents, literally a whole checklist of applying for a work visa. Luckily, it was the same lady, so it wasn't too much of a hassle because she knew already my situation and what happened. And she took my fingerprints and she asked me, to wait on their email. I kept emailing them again just to, asking how far is it, because this was a little bit uncomfortable for me, knowing that I left everything in Germany, like my apartment, my clothes, my everything that I had. I actually left it in Germany because I was gonna come back. I just left for a while and I was gonna come back, so I left everything there. And I was afraid of, like, if I'm not to get another visa, how am I gonna, get my stuff back and all that. So I kept emailing them, and somehow I frustrated the lady, And she was like, can you please stop emailing us? We'll get to you if we have any information. I was like, oh, well, there was even a point she was like, yeah, we send your documents to Germany. If you want information, please email the German embassy in Germany in your city. Yeah, the Ausländerbehörde in your city and not us. And I was like, oh, could you give me the email? So she felt annoyed, but I'm quite persistent. So she gave me the email, and I emailed the German consular here, and he was actually able to tell me that, oh yeah, we got your, we received your documents and we processed everything. You are accepted. We just need to process the rest of the document. And I was like, at peace. But then I stopped emailing this lady just to avoid, drama whatsoever. All right. So after that, we had to apply for my husband. Why we didn't do it earlier is because of the language. He needed to have an A1 German language or level in order for him to accompany us. So we went to Goethe Institute. We asked for the German language and how you apply for one and so forth, and for the school, and they were like, no. We actually did this in 2021 around November. They told us, no, our exams were just written like a week ago, and our next exams are going to be in February, meaning we had to wait until February for him to write his exams and then wait for another extra 2 weeks for the results to come back in order for us to go to the appointment. And because we had applied for the appointment, we had to cancel the appointment again, like we did for my son, and wait until he wrote his exams in order for us to get another appointment. So we stayed at home during this time. I tried not to pressure them. I didn't persist on application or emailing and stuff like that. We were focusing on learning German. So my husband was learning German just from home. Basically, I brought a German book from home, the one I did myself here, A1.1. He was studying from the book. He's quite also good because he learns quite fast. He knows how to speak about 7 languages or so. Yeah, so he was able to catch up quite fast. So we did YouTube, and every morning we were learning. He was studying, and he went to write exams. So he didn't study with the Goethe Institute. He just applied for the exam, which costed us around 1,850 Namibian dollars just for the exam if you're not a student. And then he wrote his exam, and only then we could go to the appointment. Without the German language, we have our documents there, but then won't be processed because everything is not, all the documents are not there. So he finally got his A1, and thank God he passed. And we went to the appointment. We got to the appointment on time, and they interviewed him and all sorts of questions that they asked. They took his fingerprints as well, and then it's like it never stops. Just after we did the whole appointment thing, and we were like, okay, we thought we were done. They sent me an email again, and they were like, we need you to verify that your son's full birth certificate and your marriage certificate are real, like that you really did get married and it's legal and there was no any forging of documents. And because my husband is not Namibian, it was also like extra documents to make sure that he's legal in Namibia and what he's doing in Namibia and why he's in Namibia for the first place. So we had to go to Ministry of Defense, and Ministry of Defense sent us to the post office. We went to the post office. We got like 3 stamps, which each costed about 50 Namibian dollars. So this was like 3 stamps that had to be stamped on these documents just to, prove that it is actually correct. We went back to the Ministry of Defense, and it takes about a week at the Ministry of Defense for them to, analyze the document and make sure that it is correct. And we left it there. They did their thing. They called us the next week, and we came to collect our marriage certificate and birth certificate of my son in an extra document that they put on top now to prove that, yeah, it is actually real and it's not forged. Then we went back to the German embassy, we gave in documents, and they started the whole process from there, I believe. Wow. And that was now in at the end of March. So I think our last document was sent in at the end of March, And April, we waited. Told myself I was not gonna email them and I'm not gonna piss anybody off. So beginning of June, they sent me an email saying they needed documentation or proof that says that yes, you are gonna come back to work with us. So I had to call my company here in Germany for them to send me a letter. They sent me this document and I gave it in to the embassy. They took the document and they started processing, and that was in June. So beginning of July, they emailed me again and said, we need you to send us your um, travel insurance and your flight itinerary. And once you get this question, you already have a hint. You already know that, whew, it is real. It is real. The insurance that I have covered family members as well. So I already put in my husband and my son within it. And then I requested for it from my medical aid. They sent it to me and I quickly emailed it to the embassy, and then we did a flight reservation. So because she just said that, I emailed again and I was like, am I supposed to reserve for all three of us? And she said, yes, I will reserve the flights for all three of us. And then we send the reservations to them. And a week later, so the second week of July, around the 17th, she sent me another email saying, please come to the embassy and collect your passport. They don't say whether you accepted or whatsoever, but I was in at the back of my mind, I was like, with the flight itinerary and the travel insurance, there's no way we're not accepted. So we went, we've been praying this whole way. Trust me, it was a wait and pray, a wait and pray. Then we arrived to the embassy and we collected our passports, all three of them. We all needed to be there. We checked everything, made sure all the details are correct. We got our stuff. The next week, we started packing and we flew. We didn't even wait for anything or for them to say, no, can you? No, we didn't wait for anything. We made sure that we flew out of the country immediately. We didn't have any problems boarding. We didn't have any problems when we arrived. And as soon as we landed in Germany, we found the €9 ticket. We took advantage of it before I started work, before my husband started work, before my son went for kindergarten. So we used that time to travel. Some family members came from Italy, came to visit us, and then we used the €9 ticket. So it was really like a very nice arrival and blending, but it wasn't easy. So as soon as you land in Germany, you go to the Ausländerbehörde in your city, and then they need to register you that you have arrived in the city, and they give you your residence permit, which is the amounting to the duration of time that you're supposed to be in Germany at work or whatsoever you're doing. But you just need to make sure that you really save up. You need money, patience, and faith. That's all. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it this far, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Comment down below if you have any questions or if you have any comments. And yeah, we'll see each other in the next video. So I love you guys so much. Have a lovely day.